Thursday morning. That's Nathan Wangler. I'm Jonathan Turner. Ryan Glinsky, our producer. It was announced yesterday here in Twitter land, X land, social media land, whatever you want to call it. Gio Reyna will be taking over, not taking over, but joining the board of the Fort Lauderdale United side down in Florida, which is obviously a departure from him being a player. So he'll now be also in the ownership group. And, curious, I don't know if this could be more about creating a buzz, right, than about him actually be participating in this team to that level. But I have two concerns here. Really, one main concern is this going to be a distraction? Because if he's focused on making the World Cup team, why would you want to be involved in that right now? I'm curious from that perspective, and I'm curious your guys' thoughts as well.
Well, I mean, you have financial people that help you take care of that stuff, right? So, I mean, is it distracting him specifically? I don't think so. I mean, I think when you're in a professional at that level, you have people in positions to make those decisions for you and handle that money. Now, obviously, that's very anxious, I'm sure, for certain athletes because you got to be able to trust who handles your money. But I just think he has people in his corner that probably think it's the right thing to do to start investing in the USL. And I mean, I can't say I disagree. I'll get into that more a little bit later. Brian, I don't know if you have an opinion on whether or not it's distracting him from making the team, but I would assume he has financial people who are making these decisions for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a USL team. It's in Fort Lauderdale. He just made a move to Mönchengladbach anyway, so I think it's fine. I mean, I don't think it's a distraction. He's even mentioned it to himself. Like, he's actually put in a couple of good performances off the bench and as a starter for Mönchengladbach to start this season, and I think it was probably something that's been in the works for a while. And, it finally just came to light. I don't think this is really going to distract him because he's even mentioned that he wants to be in the U.S. squad come the World Cup time. And he's talked to Pochettino. He said he knows exactly what he needs to do. And I think it's fine. It's for a post-soccer career. That's mainly what this move is.
No, I don't know if I disagree with your assessment either. I just, again, from a concern standpoint, is if, he's already made the acknowledgement that he's looking from the outside into that role in the World Cup. He talked about it recently in regards to his conversation with Pochettino. And yeah, obviously he's not going to be involved in the day-to-day operations of this club, but if it's not about his play, it's a distraction. Right. And I'm just saying that you could absolutely be part of that team and do what you're talking about doing. But he also has a father, a famous father. Right. And so could this not have been a Claudio Reyna thing, that could have been done. And that leaves that focus off of him. Because, again, the things that have really been a factor in Gio Reyna's development from the standpoint of having success within the U.S. men's national team has been nothing to do with really his performance on the field and how he handles himself off the field. It's what happened in the last World Cup. And so I have that concern that if he is trying to make this team, if he is trying to be successful on this team, is this in fact a distraction from what he's trying to accomplish? And obviously time will tell. Obviously they say the pundits will do what the pundits do, which is to create these storylines. But, he opted to make this decision right now. And I still feel like there's going to be distraction. But that's my concern. And I think it's based on where he's been and what he's done. I feel like it rightfully so.
Yeah, and I do think he's on the outside looking in. I don't think there's any question mark about that. I think Gio needs to prove himself, and I'd be interested to see if he's a part of this next international window, because if he does, I mean, that's the biggest storyline in my mind right there. Like, what can Gio Reyna do? Because I do believe that in terms of what he brings on the field, obviously he can be a massive piece for this team. But under Berhalter, and when you go back to the last World Cup, that entire saga, it seemed like for a while he was just a cancer in the locker room. But in terms of his investment, just this part specifically, I just think he has investors, maybe people in his corner that are just like, hey, this is a smart investment. here's the details. Should we go along with doing this? Like, I don't think this really has anything to do in terms of him really being all that involved, because I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know Gio Reyna specifically, but I mean, my guess is his only focus is really on playing, soccer right now. So I don't know how much of a distraction it is. What I will say is, like, it's not a bad investment. I think now is the time to invest in the USL. I think right now is the time, if you're looking to get into a league or invest in a league or in a club or anything like that. This is the league and the place to be, because we've covered the arms race in terms of building facilities. We've seen several different USL facilities step up what they have and are building something big and brand new, whether that be Detroit City, whether that be Pittsburgh, what we saw with the Riverhounds. We've seen the response in terms of attendance and people really filling out the stands at these places. I mean, Vermont Green's a perfect example, right? They don't have an MLS side. They don't have, I think that's like, they don't have pro sports, right? So they've rallied behind that team. But there's other towns just like that. Annapolis, who's rallied behind their squad, that we've seen the attendance boom at the USL. I think it's growing slowly but surely. But I do think that there was, at least this year, I've seen a lot of promise in what that league presents outside of our one main option in terms of the professional realm in the United States and the MLS. I think it's a great product. So I like the investment, but does it